how do you talk about 50 years? One word at a time, right? But what I like to sort of start, that the first years here, were getting to know myself and trying to figure out if there was life after this life. I figured when I come here, these people had a head start on me, and they were much more happier than I ever was happier, and I tried to figure it out because they were, like I mentioned before, they're the most boring people I ever met. And then I found out who was boring and everything. And so, the first couple, 3 years, I was doing my development, and so how do I figure out all these things, and I got acquainted with some of my spirit teachers, and they said, well, you've had experiences all your life that will let you know that there's life after your life here, and continuity, and you can communicate with that experience and everything. And so, I was coming to development classes and all the mediums here, and everybody said, well, you're going to be saying all these messages and everything like this. And I was really concerned you were going to see somebody about something, because I wasn't seeing anything at all, noticing anything at all, And so one development class, when I mentioned this before, in 1956, I lived on a farm up in upstate New York, and out in the backyard, and we're playing keep away with a rag football. And my father, he's about 6'1", 300 pounds, hit me right here with that football. And I saw sparkles, the 4th of July sparkly things there. And I noticed that when people talked, those sparkles came back, and they made different symbols and everything. And so I started talking about those symbols, and they knew what I was talking about. And so, there's one of the experiences I had to prove that there's a continuity of life and communication with that, because the forces that I was talking about said I had experiences that let me know about this. So that's how it started. And then about a year later, the pastor of the chapel had to go back to Ohio. He was gone for about 3 or 4 months. When he left, I wasn't giving any message at all. When he came back, I was giving 20 messages. He was in shock. And that was a lesson on my part too, because I thought everyone would be able to do that. When they started giving messages, do 20 or 30 messages at a time. And when I started teaching it, it wasn't happening. And my teacher said, well, not everybody's like you. You got to be patient, Let them figure out their own way of doing things and everything. I said, well, that's kind of edgy, Why? I know they're getting things, and they're just not giving it out. Just be patient. They'll start doing it. And so I said, okay. So I started doing that, and sure enough, they started doing that, And so the first 7 years or so in the chapel, was really up and down. I had a temper at one time, and things were not going so good. There was another church getting started and everything, and the pastors here at one time were there at the Church of Tomorrow and everything. And so I sort of went between here and there, and I helped them get started at church and everything, get their thing started. And so it was getting time to be ordained, and I thought that both could get together and ordain me, And so the pastor here said, oh, no, we're not going to do that. And so I got my dander up, and I don't say too many words, but I had my resignation of a page long. There's about 500 words in that page and everything. And then things worked out, and everything like this. And then I started coming back again, and in 1977, I became pastor here and everything, And so, and my teacher said that, you're going to need to get more education. And the education that I got really helped me put some of the programs together that I've done here for that. The first program I put together was a self-realization class. And that took about 5 years to put all together to and everything. I would put it usually a week at a time or a month at a time and everything. And then I did that for a while. And then I had another class that would to develop ministers and everything in the seminary. And then in 1995, me and this other person, there was a group of people coming in here in the early 90s that one of the people come in there, we had an evening service, and one of the ministers came and said, "David, we got a full house out there." I said, "What?" And we had 40 or 50 people here. And that went on for about 3 or 4 years and everything. And there was one person in there, Dr. Beck, coming to, it's time for you to put this in writing and everything. And so this one person that was a principal of a school and a major in English and college and everything, said, "You need to put this in writing." I says, "Welcome. You're going to help me put this together and put it in writing." And that's what we did with the principal's course. We put it together 1 week at a time and everything. After about 8 or 9 months of it, we almost got tired of each other. I said, "Well, I guess we're done." And everything. And so, and that changed the energy here at the chapel, the principal's course and everything. And it's been working out since 1995 and everything. So some of the things that I learned about myself, is that there were some things, I was raised in a dysfunctional family. My father was an alcoholic, and my mother was the best neighbor that was ever born. And they definitely didn't get along with each other and everything like this. And so when I left New York, there was a feeling that I just need to get out of there. I didn't know why I had to get out of there, and everything. And so when I was in the military, we did some maneuvers in Death Valley, desert here, and I said, "Well, I kind of like this desert. I think I'll like to live here someday, And so when I got out of the military in 1967, it took me about 3 years to adjust to civilian life and everything. When I hadn't really completely adjusted yet, and I was still working on some of the things that I was taught, which were not very pleasant and unhealthy and everything. And so this idea just come to Arizona and everything. And before I left New York, I met my master teacher, Rama Ramu. And I didn't know who he was then. I was living in a studio apartment outside of Syracuse, New York, a place called Liverpool. And it was in November of 1969, and my whole room got all maroon gold. And this most wonderful feeling come across me that I've ever experienced before. And I heard the words, "You are to be a minister." I says, "Oh," I was dumbfounded. And there was no idea for me to be that, And so it happened this 2 nights in a row, it happened, So the next Sunday, I'm going to go to church and ask the minister how to become a minister. And when I got up there, I couldn't talk. I was frozen and everything. That night, I had a dream. My grandfather and my cousin, who were in the spirit world, were on my grandfather's farm. And we were sitting on 3 kegs of nails just talking up a storm. And this happened 2 nights in a row. I guess they figured I was a tourist, so I needed to be indoctrinated more than once. And right after that, I had the strongest feeling to come to Arizona. And then, I was working at a place called Carrier, which was a very good paying job and everything. And so I gave them a 2-week notice, and people say, "What are you running from?" I said, "No, I'm running too." I didn't know what I was talking about. I just didn't want to talk about it anymore. So I said, "I'm running too," and everything. And when I got to Arizona, the sun was just coming down, and I just got through Benson, and the Davidson Canyon, and there was I was a smoker then, and then my ashtray was smoking, so I had to stop over there, and there was a little container, a big container of water. It's not there now. It used to be, and the sun was just coming down, and it was the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen. You know? So I think I'm doing this. This is a good place to be, and so. There were two people that were spiritualists that came from New York that my mother knew, and she said to check them out when I come in there, you know. And so I spent the night with them, and then I decided to go to Phoenix, see what it was like. And I got as far as Florence, and I stopped and got one of the greasy spoons to get a lunch, and I couldn't go any further. I just came back, you know, and everything. And then the people that came from New York that my mother knew were spiritualists, and the man was a minister, and he gave me a reading. He said, well, you're going to find a job here, and it's going to be right where you're going to live, and everything. And so I found an apartment over on at the end of Swan and Fort Roll. That's how far as you could go back then. And there was a place called the Peacock Inn. You could pay by the day, week, or month. So I went in there, paid for a month. And I finally got a job at Duval Mine. And you know what? Duval Mine had an office right across the street from the Peacock Inn. And that minister told me I find a job right next to where I live. It's going to live. So that kind of confirmed some things. You know, for a while I thought maybe he was a little bit off. But then it was and everything. So these are the little things that got me going here, you know, and everything, you know. And so, and then when I come into class, and he says, "Well, you need to get more education," and the way was made out for me to do that, you know. And I didn't figure I had enough money to get it done and everything like this. I had the GI Bill, and I got accepted at the University of Arizona, which was I was dumbfounded when I said, "How in the world this happened?" And so. They sent me a letter and they wanted to talk to me. And the guy said, did you come here to live or do you come here to go to school? I said, I come here to live. And he stamped resident on my application. And that cut away all the tuition. I didn't have to pay out-of-state tuition or anything like this. And everything. So, but then I still had to have money to get started because GI Bill don't start until you go to school. And so I go to a bank and asked him for $400. It was going to give me the fees and my books for the first semester. So I asked him for $400, and oh, we can't give you. You don't have no collateral or anything like this. And when I said, okay. So I got up, and a thought came into my head. I said, well, you know, you was issued a MasterCard when you left New York, and you had nothing on there, and it was for $500. Go up to the counter and ask for $400. So wow. So I did. I walked out of the bank with $400. And I got my start in school, and the courses that I took helped me very much to get things going and everything. And it was probably one of the best things that I ever did, going to the college and everything, because my mind was activated and everything, and it helped me tremendously to have more confidence in everything. Because one of the things that my teachers told me said, well, you know, you're going to be talking to people, and I didn't like to talk to people at all. I still kind of have a little bit of that and everything. And so I developed I had a whole list of things that I was to change. You know, one night in development, my early days in development classes, I just sat there and what happened in 1969? And I didn't go from January to February. I said, what happened? And usually what happened, it was somebody else's idea to do. I said, well, how do I go about getting my ideas to do this and everything like this, you know? And it was a good thing that I left New York, because I think I had a very hard time changing there, because I could do things different here and nobody knew me and everything. So I could do that and everything. And I was sitting at a table one time, meeting some different people, and I said, I know that person. I know that person. They have the same name as that person. I knew every one of them that was in that. And I said, oh, this is not good at all. I got up and left. And I never came back to that table because I was meeting the same people. I was starting to do the same things that I was doing back there. And you know, and to make a little bit, my brother, I had a twin brother, and he died 10 years ago of the lifestyle that he was living. And I was living the same lifestyle he was. And if I'd have stayed there, I'd be right with him and everything. And so I feel fortunate to be able to do it. And the person that I found here at the chapel was a very nice person. I got to know that person very well. And you're hearing him today. And I started to accept myself as I am. And I feel that consistency that, you know, it was nice to be born a Taurus because, you know, everyone thinks they're stubborn. Well, I just changed the stubbornness to persistence. And that felt a lot better to be persistent than stubborn. So I found it changed my feelings about myself. That was very beneficial. And another thing, you know, just to make it quick and everything like this is that when I was born, I was upside down and backwards. They had to go with biceps in it. There's 2 marks right in here where they turned me around and everything like this. And I always kind of wondered why when I did things, they were backwards from other people and everything. And I didn't figure this out until I got in my development class, because there were a lot of things in my life that I did backwards and it worked out real good and everything. And so when I started studying religion, I said, oh, this is really backwards. So I'm going to start being backwards at religion and everything. And I was able to accept myself a lot more better than that and to get things accomplished, you know. One other thing I want to say is that when I started going into the development classes, the founder was still alive here. And I went up to her and said, you know, you can make a living at doing this. She started laughing at me. She said, well, how are you going to pay your bills? I said, well, money. She got hilarious. I said, well, I found out one thing. I'm not going to tell people what I'm going to be doing because they're going to discourage me from doing that. And I just stopped talking about it and I started doing it. And I exactly did what I told that founder could be done. And I know anyone can get this done. And each one of you have that ability within you too, and everything. So I give thanks for each one of you, and I love each one of you, and know that it's all encompassing, that each one of you are all encompassing, and I appreciate each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Yes, thank you, David. Oh dear. So now's the time for our love offering, and we'll place it between our hands and give it a blessing. And for those who are at Zoom, you know what you do. You go over to our website and donate there. Mother, Father, God, as we place between our hands that which you have ignited, we give to the source that what you have given to put into effect the law of tenfold return to those who give freely and from the heart. Amen. We set our bag over here. Your Ernestina. We'll give it just a moment. These are his cards. And now's the time to greet one another. I'll turn the computer around so everybody can say hello to each other. And everybody's on mute, so if you guys want to unmute yourselves.
Oh.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
How you doing?
I think. Yeah, this one's a little funky.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hey.
Okay. Now's the time that our mediums will give messages. And when our medium comes to you, your firm and strong voice says yes, which connects your link with your higher guide spirits, all the above. And our first medium, by the way, everyone will be doing 2 messages except for a couple of us. We'll start with Karen, please.
Okay.
You want to come on up?
Sure,
Okay.
I'll come up.
That'll probably be
I'll
easier.
start.
There we go.
Okay.
There's Bob and Irene up there. Okay, just so you know.
Okay.
This is Barbara.
All
this is
And is Andrew there? Yes, Andrew, may I come to you?
Yes, please.
Andrew, I'm seeing just lovely energy and colors all around you. And this is a message about creativity. And it can be what you're already doing in your life, but a lot of new things. And it can be things that we think of as being creative, such as music and theater and fine art and so on and so forth. But I'm also seeing bringing creativity into everything you do, like your day-to-day life, everything you want to pursue, new pursuits. Just think about doing everything from a more creative, higher place, and visualize the beauty of it in your mind and feel it through your body and your soul. And I just think everything will be new again and uplifting and fresh. So I leave that with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Marcia, may I come to you?
Yes, please.
Hi, I'm seeing and feeling nurturing with you. I see this as something you do willingly and very easily without even knowing it for other people. But I feel that you need to do more of this for yourself, especially in the times we're in right now. So be more loving to yourself, more nurturing. Think of little moments of time each day that you can take for yourself to do something nice for yourself, or just say nice things to yourself. And yes, continue to be nurturing to other people and helping them as you do. But think about being a little bit more nurturing to you. And I think it actually will open up and make you more aware and being able to be a bit more nurturing to others, sort of a freshness and a newness to your whole perspective on life. So I leave that with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Karen.
You're welcome.
Our next medium will be Christy.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Reverend Michael, may I come to you? You're muted.
Yes, please.
So as I come into your presence, Michael, what I'm feeling and what comes to mind is the heart, your heart. And it comes to me that it would be an interesting discovery for you to concentrate on your heart and ask for the animal spirit guide to be in your presence that is connected to your heart chakra. You have a very warm heart, we know. And that would just, for some reason that comes to mind, and I think it would be informative for you. And I leave that with you.
Thank you.
So Reverend David, may I come to you?
Please do.
So when I come into your presence, I've been thinking about this. We all acknowledge what a huge amount you have accomplished in this lifetime. And there's a hypnosis method that involves at the end of each past life, in past life regressions, the spirit leaves the body and they review their life and they see the lessons they've learned and they see what their purpose was and whether or not they achieved their purpose. And so it's very, very clear that in the future, when you come back and are on the earth again in another body, another persona, that when you have a past life regression and you look back on this life and your spirit leaves your body and looks back on the life, are you with me? Okay. Stay a little convoluted, but stay with me. That there will be no doubt that your spirit will be able to say, I learned so many lessons and I achieved my purpose. I leave that with you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christy. Our next medium will be Reverend Winnell.
Let's see. Got these two. Got Irene and Bob up here. And then it goes on with Jimmy.
Okay. Yvonne, hey, can I come to you?
Yes.
Okay. So Yvonne, you're running this new energy. It's like you've allowed yourself to kind of go ahead and experience where you want to be in the future that you've been thinking about a lot. And you're allowing yourself to start running it now. And it's showing up like really well. You even look different when I look at you in this video. You really do. And it's like there's going to be some little ups and downs because this way of living is new to you because you haven't experienced being here before. And so don't let that throw you off. Just keep saying, I know the vibration I want to be at. I know where I want to be, and I'm going to get there because you already are. And I'll leave that with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, who is this person? That's Tanya. Tanya, may I come to you?
Yes, please.
Tanya, you're such a bright soul. I really heard what Ernestino said today, or Ernestina, that about shining from within, and that we shine, and that sometimes we forget that. And it's like you really do shine from within. And so the fact that, all of us can know how to do stuff that makes us look good on the outside. But the ones who shine from within had the most power. And it's like, it's quite obvious when I look at you. And you inspire people because of it. It's just like, David coming in saying he thought all those people were bored before they started doing miracles, And so it's like, and he started changing. But that's the way it is to be around you. And don't ever discount that about yourself. And I'll leave that with you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Winnell. Our next medium will be Reverend Marcia.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm not sure exactly who's in the chapel, but Reverend Winnell, may I come to you?
Yes, you may. Can you see me?
Marcia, can you see her?
Yes, I can. Thank you. Winnell, as I connect with your energy, what I'm feeling, I'm getting a feeling of feels like something is like tugging on my arm. So and it feels like, it, with this, this is interesting. When I feel like I'm getting tugged, I have to stop and think about what is this trying to tell me? It, it feels like I'm being encouraged to go in a different direction. And it's feeling like I'm really wanting to go off in this direction, but it's this little nudging keeps saying, no, go over here. So keep that in mind, that there is something that might be unexpected that will encourage you to learn something new, or meet somebody new, or just do something that's a little bit unusual for you, and it's going to be a really positive experience. I'm feeling like an excited feeling that goes along with it. So just kind of keep it in the back of your mind that you may be in for some sort of a surprise new thing in your life, new adventure in your life. And I'd like to leave that with you. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Who else is right up there? On my screen, everybody's kind of little, so I can't really see faces, but
Okay, I'll tell you who's here.
okay.
We got a whole bunch of us. Tim, Reverend Ernestina. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Well,
Christy, Reverend Davy, Karen, myself, and Reverend David.
okay. Reverend David's already had one.
Yep.
So, okay. Reverend Ernestina, may I come to you?
Yes, welcome.
Ernestina, as I connect with your energy, what I'm feeling, I'm getting a feeling, it feels like wanting to say something, but I'm kind of unsure. It feels like, oh wow, okay. There is some type of communication that is going to help to really lift yourself up in a way that you, it's gonna be quite surprising, and it has to do with communication. So be really open to any kind of an opportunity that you have to communicate in either to different people or different situations. But it really gave me a feeling of lifting myself up in such a way that it's like, wow. So so be aware of that, and be ready to communicate in whatever ways are unique to you, and it's going to be received really well, and received really well within yourself. And I'd like to leave that with you. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Marcia.
You're welcome.
Our next medium is Reverend Ernestina.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Reverend David, may I come to you? As I come to your presence today, Reverend David, I keep getting this, and I can feel it within me. I'm being told that the message is to sitting within yourself in a meditative state. You really are tuning into that wonderful peace and quiet and uniqueness of yourself. And I'm being told, it's like being told that you need to pay attention to knowing that you are in the presence of your highest self, your God self, your divine. And as you keep working and seeing this, it just magnifies. And it's like this energy and love and everything that you can imagine, positive and loving, and your highest good is right there. It's all right there for you. And I leave it with you. One more person. Karen, may I come to you?
Yes, please.
As I come into your presence today, Karen, I see you also taking time in meditation and that. And what I see, it's like you're fine-tuning yourself. And it's really interesting because it almost to me appears like, and I don't know very much about music, but it's almost like you're tuning up a piano or some musical instrument. And as you go through different areas of yourself, it's like when you hit a certain place, you just get this sound or this energy that alerts you and lets you know, oh, that is what I need today. Oh, that is what I need to pay attention to, knowing that you are being loved and nurtured at all times. And I leave that with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Ernestina. Okay, our next medium is Andrew. There are two people, or actually three of us in the chapel still. We have Christy, Tim, and myself that haven't got messages.
Looking online here, has Barbara had a message?
No.
Barbara, I'm gonna see you, but I see your name. May I come to you?
Thank you very much.
Barbara, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. So I'm getting this as a TV set, and they're asking you to change the channel. And what I mean by that, it's not literally a TV set. It's something that you need to change the channel because what you're listening to right now, it's your choice. What you're listening to right now may not be for your benefit because it's the old drudge mortal thought. I'm getting this as please change the channel to turn on like a better show. And what I mean by show in this case is it's not a teaching, but like a better message that will be more uplifting. Because it's very easy to just turn on the TV and watch the same old channel. It's also easy to get up in the morning and think sort of the same old thought. And I'm getting this as, here's your week now to change the channel and get a better view of what will be best for you. Can I leave that with you?
Thank you very much.
Still on Zoom here. Irene, may I come to you? Have you had a message?
Yes, please do.
So Irene, today's Sunday. I'm getting something. I always get the word, when I get the word serendipity, it's always with joy attached to it or something to look forward to that is happy. And it's the way I'm hearing this, it's serendipity that is long overdue. I'm getting Thursday or Friday. There's going to be something that'll be a little bit outside your comfort zone that will be or present itself as a serendipitous event. And it may be even, waving at somebody you haven't seen in a while because of the way things are. It'll be sort of a special event and happiness and joy. I leave that with you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Our next medium will be Jimmy. There we are. Get you in.
Let me see. Bob, may I come to you, please?
Yes, please.
Um, there, sorry, I'm getting this really, a lot of tingling in the top of my head. And I feel that it is almost like a halo, like an awakening of energy that's happening right around your above your ears and all completely around your head. It's I don't know if you've been doing any kind of metaphysical reading, but there is a book online. If you go to, I don't know if you go to Amazon or wherever you shop, or if you actually go to the store, but it's going to be the first one that you see, and it's going to really give you a new perspective on your spiritual path. Not the only perspective, but it's definitely one that's a little different than you thought of before. And I leave that with you.
Yes, thank you.
Deb, may I come to you, please?
Yes, please.
There's your energy. I usually don't talk about chakras, but for you, it's like you're just clear all the way through, from your root to your crown. You really have a clarity about you and and it's so simple for you. It's like you were born that way. And it's something that you use all the time, and you're not even aware of it because you're so in tune. I mean, you're just so used to it. But I think that, or I know that it would be good to shake it up somehow. So when you realign it, it'll just be it'll be different. Not better or worse, but just a little different. And I have no idea how you're going to shake it up, but I leave that with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next medium will be Reverend Tanya.
Thank you, Reverend Angie.
Welcome.
Miss Leslie, may I come to you, please? Thank you. So Leslie, I see you making tacos, not just yes, not just a plate, but a whole buffet of them. And the cool thing about these are that you decide what goes in them. So it's not the same old. You can pick anything you want. And even though you're making a buffet, you don't really care if people come, because you know whoever comes to the buffet will get what they need. And because what you're putting into each taco, and there's a lot of them, you're attracting quite a few folks. They'll get exactly what they need. And they might be surprised to find a sweet potato or black beans or zucchini or something in it instead of chicken or beef, but it'll be what they need. And of course, this is all metaphorical, or is it? maybe you're really going to do some buffet of tacos. That sounds good.
Yeah, you have bullets in your taco.
There we go. So I'm impressed to tell you that it's important to remember that you are the chef here and you get to choose, and that no matter what you put in, it'll be the perfect combination in each an individual taco. So I'm excited to leave that with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there, did I hear there was a Tim or Kim or?
Tim.
There he is. Okay. Is that, I'm looking at him?
Yep.
Red shirt?
Yep.
Yes.
May I come to you, Mr. Tim?
Yes, please.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You remember ever see one of those dogs who they put this big old plastic collar around his neck so he can't scratch at anything or anything like that? You've seen something like that before?
Cone.
Yes, the cone. So what I'm seeing is very similar, only it's light. The cone is light, and it's shining out from you, not just your neck, but the whole enchilada. I don't know what it is with Mexican food today, but from the whole body, this beautiful light, this cone of light, and it's not just that it goes straight up, but it also, you can also vector it. You can direct it and point it, and in some cases, you think of those great lights that are popular to be depicted with Hollywood and the old Hollywood signs. Is that wherever you focus, your beautiful light is brightening and healing and enlightening, not just yourself, but those that are blessed to have your focus on them. And I am here to remind you of that. And I'll leave that with you. Have a great week. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Tanya. Our next medium will be Leslie.
Hey. So Jimmy, have you received a message?
No, please.
Okay, great. Can I come to you?
Yes, please.
Excellent. I see this next week as like movement in action. It's like I just get vibes of biking, running, metaphorical or not. It's you've had some time to rest, and now it's time to execute the plans that you have in your head. They're right there. You can just touch them. They're blooming out of your garden. Just go pick them out, man, because it's your time. It's time to move forward towards these things that you've been thinking about and planning and obsessing about, and give it a try. I think it's a good week for that. I think that's great. And I'll leave that with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then, Christy, have you received a message yet?
I have not.
Okay, Christy, may I come to you?
Please do.
Excellent. So as I look at your week, I see softness and grace. I see pillows and comfort, and just kind of making yourself comfortable. You're not hiding from a storm. You're not hiding from anything. You're just kind of being in place and having really comfy chair to sit in with like cup of tea and a book, and being okay with not striving as much might be really good for you this next week. I really see a moment of just grace and calmness and forgiveness, and just kind of being one with who you are. And can I leave that with you?
Sure, thanks.
Thank you.
You got 2, right, Leslie? Okay, thank you. Let me change this up a minute. Got it all. Okay, our next medium will be Rev David. And me.
Oh, Andy.
Andrew, you got one? Yeah. Everybody got one except for Ed and myself? Can you nod your heads? I love this. You guys are awesome. Thank you. So Ed and myself. What?
I haven't. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Those 2 people.
Ed and myself.
Reverend Angie, may I come to you?
Yes, thank you.
As I come into your presence today, I see the symbol of freedom, and the shoulders are involved with that. And with freedom, there's responsibility, and I don't want you to question your responsibility. Don't add to it. Just know that you're going to take care of your responsibilities, and you're going to straighten some situations out this upcoming week. Not yours, but other people's. Know that. And I'll leave that with you, and God bless you.
Thank you. One more. Okay, I'll do it.
Who are you going to do?
I was looking.
No.
I was going to try to get away with it. Thank you, Reverend David. Ed, may I come to you?
Yes, you may. Thank you, Angie.
You're welcome. I see all these all different color, beautiful flowers that are, the flowers, they are, all the petals are all different colors. It's like a big bouquet, but it's one style that I've never seen ever before. And when I get flowers, first of all, that usually is ancestors. And so what I get with this is ancestors and positive entities supporting you in your growth, in where you are. And so you will be feeling this week a very loving, because that the flowers represent support and love with your ancestors, and that's what they honor you with, and what you've done for them. There's this intention here to who is still here with you, to spend time and really just support and love for who is there, and letting bygones be bygones, are saying, let bygones be bygones. And so you'll be able to know when you've got your ancestors with you in the car or wherever you go, you're gonna have all this support. And just know that this week will be a very good one for that and for your support. And I leave that with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I want to thank each and every one of you for all being here and celebrating David's 50th anniversary, and especially just for being here for 2 p.m. service. Absolutely beautiful. So thank you. We're going to get this music started here, so give me just a moment. Hold on one second. It's going to be a different routine. Christy, can you say something so I can get it to you?
Oh, hi. I'm here over at piano.
Is it on?
It says I am me.
Okay. So can you see
that's it. I heard it. I
There we go.
Yeah. Okay?
Yep.
Oh, turning it on.
Mother, Father, God, we give gratitude and thanks for this beautiful day. We ask for your infinite light of protection to be with us and through us as we go on our path. So when we meet those on our passage, we share the love that is so abundant. We give thanks for this day. Amen.
Amen.
There you go. There we go.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Hey, David.
Have someone play. Oh, well, yeah. Well, metaphorically. But you're right, each part of it.
Congratulations, David.
Thank you.
Yay. Thanks, Angie. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Love you.
See you Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Michael. Hi, Irene and Mom.
Bye, Michael. Have a good week.
Irene, yeah. How are you doing, Irene?
I've been meaning to do this. Safe? Staying safe?
That's good. Yes, you had I did.
Hardly hear you.
When do you Oh, sees your belly.
Too much.
Oh, there you are.
There you are, David. How's your vacation?
Did you have vacation?
Oh,
Strongly approved.
I'm not quite there yet.
No?
It's hard to go on vacation when you can't go nowhere.
No. No, ain't that the truth?
It's so true.
Well, I liked your talk today, and I want you to know I'm proud of you, of all the things you've accomplished there at that chapel, and in
Thank you.
yourself, too. It's a real inspiration for a lot of people.
There you go.
There you go.
So, this friend of mine, very good. And by the way,
David, go ahead and have a good week. We'll see you next weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Are you gonna do
I
it?
love
I'm really going to take it easy this week.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll be on Zoom most of the time.
Okay,
Okay.
sounds good.
Love you.
Love
Bye.
you.
Yeah, you can turn it off now.
I don't.